think we're back on, y'all. Anyways, friends, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. We are having a little still. I don't know what's going on here, but we are going to try to fix it. Hopefully everything will be running fine here. Still trying to figure out what is going on. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's go and get that overlay back up. Anyways, but let's see who we got here. We have Jared, we have David, we have Kidstorm coverage, we have Bentley, Misty, let's see, Mishi, Tom, Mike, Rain. What's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing good out there. What's up, Proxy 2.0? Hope you're doing good. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. So like I mentioned, we are having a little bit of technical issues here. So if the stream does cut out, which is very likely, that's why. But if it does cut out, we'll have to hop on YouTube Shorts and do a live stream this way. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, just to kind of let you guys know that we are having a little bit of issues here. But anyways, folks, hope everyone's doing good. We got ourselves a bit of a severe weather. Oh my goodness, dude. I tell you what, my stream is... it keeps on kicking me off, man. I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you, man, for the 3 months. I really do appreciate it. Tabletop, thanks for the 2, man. Say Merry Christmas. How's North Carolina for severe this week? Tabletop, nothing severe out there for you, man. You're looking pretty good. Let's see here, y'all. I know there's a thing in the way. Here we go. Go ahead and get that back up. Yeah, so Wi-Fi has been kind of going in and out. I think it might be a driver issue on my end. Kind of need to figure that out. But anyways, we do have a tornado warning in effect here, currently actively going on at the moment. This is in effect for Texas. We do have ourselves a bit of a severe weather risk today, as well as the day after tomorrow. Let's see here. This is out there by like I said, south of Fairfield, west of Tucker. Just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. We are going to need to be in our shelters out there. Let's see. Finally got snow in New Jersey. Nice, nice. Very everything happy always from Kentucky. You too, Lisa. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Merry Christmas to you guys. Hope y'all are doing good. Like I said, tomorrow we do. Actually, I'll probably go live tomorrow for you guys. We'll do another live stream for you guys tomorrow. Kind of give you guys an update. Anyways, here let's hop to SPC real quickly. I do want to show you guys the active risks that we do have. So for today, let's go ahead and bring y'all over here. So for today, actually, you know what? We're going to bring SPC to you guys. I'm going to go ahead and just drag it over here. So this is today's risk. Believe it or not, there's actually not a tornado threat today, which is, let's see here. Yeah, there's actually not a tornado threat today, which is interesting, but we have had a couple of tornado warnings on and off here. In terms of damaging winds, it's kind of one of our concerns. Actually, the main concern today is going to be actually hail. Hail is going to be kind of the main concern out there in Texas. For the eastern side of Texas, we do have Waco included, Tyler, Texas, College Station, Bryan, Texas, and Temple, Texas. You guys are kind of in that, kind of in that area that we do need to be looking out there for. But like I mentioned, there's a little bit of a wind threat here. But the problem, I think the main concern is going to be the day after Christmas, here for the 26th. I think that's when we're going to kind of have our the most of the issues here across the pretty much the same regions that's in that severe weather risk today. Here, as we work our way into Thursday, basically the day after Christmas, we are, let's see here, is Thursday the day after Christmas? I think it is, right? Tuesday? Yeah, so Wednesday, so tomorrow's Wednesday. So yeah, for Thursday, which is the day after Christmas, we are going to have another severe weather threat out here towards Texas. The main concern is going to be there for the eastern side of Texas, for like western Louisiana here. We also do have that marginal level 1 severe weather threat kind of going around into even like Arkansas, like southeastern Oklahoma and stuff like that. So we're going to need to be watching this closely. We're going to need to keep an eye out there for the region here for Thursday, the 26th. So make sure that you guys are watching that. SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, they did mention tornadoes being kind of the main concern between damaging winds and tornadoes here. Let's go ahead and see if we can find that real quickly. They did mention it. Negatively tilted trough. That's going to be a bit concerning here. Let's see here. Where did they say that? They did mention, so large hail threat. There we go. allowing the tornado threat to continue. Somewhere they did mention that the tornado threat was going to be the main. They might have even updated the wording since the last time I saw that. Oh, here we go. Damaging. Let's see here. Damaging winds and tornadoes will likely be the primary hazards. That's what the that's from the Storm Prediction Center there. So we're gonna have to look out for that. Kath says Merry Christmas. You as well, my friend. You too, MD. Happy holidays to you as well. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good, man. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so we'll be doing coverage for sure here for Thursday. We'll make sure to be live here for you guys. But like I mentioned, right now we do have an active tornado warning in effect out there by Dew, Texas. We go ahead and bring up our velocity here. You can kind of see we have a little bit of rotation out there going on here towards Dew, Texas. So make sure. If you know anybody out there, if you are out there, make sure that you get to your safe spots, okay? Make sure that you guys are in your safe spots and obviously well away from windows, okay? So obviously if you're in a storm shelter or if you have a storm shelter or a basement, make sure you go there. If you do not, then go to the central interior room of your home and put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. That way that you guys can make sure that you are prepared for this. That way you guys are ready for this because, you know, the environment today has, you know, kind of shown itself being possible. You know, in terms of tornadic activity, generally speaking, like I mentioned, we're not really expecting tornadoes today. That's going to be kind of more of a concern for Thursday, the 26th. But, you know, from what we've observed today, there has been several tornado warnings. Therefore, we do need to actively be watching this as, you know, it looks like, you know, we have some rotating storms here. So that's going to be something that we're going to really definitely need to be continually watching. Now, another thing I do want to go ahead and show you guys here, we're going to hop over to satellite view. This is active satellite here. As you can see, this is currently what's going on here. We have the Meso 2 floater up here, and we can see that there is a lot of convection popping off here. You know, a lot of semi-discrete activity here. You guys can kind of see, you know, a few little storms popping off here and there, but we do have this kind of line really developing up here in like northeastern Texas. This is relatively just east of Dallas overall. If you take a look at the radar, you can see, which we'll bring you guys back to now. You can see that, you know, Dallas area, we're relatively good. But a lot of this activity is just east of Dallas and all of that. So, you know, we do have some pretty strong convection going on here. Like I mentioned, Thursday, I don't know where I got Saturday from. Thursday, the 26th, we're going to need to actively be watching the weather again, which I think, I almost said Saturday again. I think Thursday's concern is going to be kind of the main issue, you know, the main day that we really need to look out there for. Let's see here. Rain says you'll be live for a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, we'll be live for sure coming up here on Thursday. We're going to definitely want to be live for you guys overall. So, yeah, we'll make sure to be live for you guys here on Thursday's threat because, you know, like I mentioned, Thursday, you know, honestly is going to be a day, you know, for tornadic activity. Like I mentioned, SPC, we do got that you know, that threat here for Thursday. The main concern being out here in like eastern Texas, like western Louisiana, including areas like Shreveport, Tyler, Texas, College Station, Texas, Longview, Texas, and out there by the Woodlands. You know, we're going to definitely need to watch out there for Thursday the 26th, which is the day after Christmas. So day after tomorrow, we'll be looking out for that. And then once again, for the people just joining us, so like I mentioned, SPC, the Storm Prediction Center here, they did mention that tornadoes will be the main concern. Damaging winds and tornadoes will likely be the primary hazards, basically saying that, you know, those are going to be the main issues. You know, there could be a hail threat. We'll dive more into that here in a minute. So there could be a bit of a hail threat. But, you know, the way it is right now, it looks like the main threat, the main concern, anyways, is going to be regarding the, you know, the damaging winds and that tornadic potential overall. Let's see here. Monster says, do I think that the tornado will hit the city? So there's no way of being for sure if it's going to hit a direct city or not. Basically, if we could tell exactly where all these tornadoes would hit, we would get the warning out there ahead of time. But obviously, it's a little hard to do that. So we can't really pinpoint until it happens where tornadic activity is going on. But so the way this basically works is we have a general area, like I mentioned here. We'll go ahead and bring this back up. So this is the general area here where severe weather, including tornadoes, will be possible. Therefore, we can't necessarily pinpoint which city will have a tornado, but we can say that the ingredients will be in place throughout the specific region, which could allow for tornadoes in those regions. I wish it was. I wish we could tell earlier in advance. That would be very useful, but unfortunately, the technology's not there yet. We're still. I don't even know if it ever will be. To be honest with you, to get that pinpoint of accuracy, it's extremely hard to do, and we got to obviously calculate every little moving micro scale thing that's going on in the atmosphere. It's just too much for even the best of computers to handle. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. So I don't think we're ever gonna get to that point. I mean, maybe hundreds of years down the line, but yeah, not anytime soon. I don't think. What's up, David? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Court? Merry Christmas to you too. Let's see here. Andrew came back. What is Mississippi looking like for tomorrow? So, So tomorrow, luckily, we're not really talking any severe weather tomorrow. Actually, I think that's pretty cool. It sucks that we have severe weather going on, but I think it's pretty neat how we have a threat today, which that's not very neat. But what I'm saying here is, obviously, we do have, the threat today. Tomorrow, we do not have a threat. So kind of a break for Christmas. And then the day after, we kick back into severe weather, kind of for the same area. It's a little interesting. But no, Christmas, tomorrow, guys, I think we'll be pretty good. Yeah, a little bit of thunderstorms still possible in the south, out there by like Texas, coastal Texas, maybe even panhandle Texas. Some in Louisiana, southern Mississippi. There might be some storms down in the very deep south side of Mississippi, but I do not think that there will be anything severe. We're not expecting any severe weather here for tomorrow being Christmas. But the day after, like we mentioned, that's going to be a little bit more of a different story, where we have a decent severe weather event. Actually, likely, like I said, a decent severe weather event likely going to occur here for Thursday. So we're going to definitely need to be watching out for that. Anyways, hopping over here back to radar real quickly. I do want to give you guys a little update on this. We do have a tornado warning actively going on right now. Like I mentioned, we don't really have a tornado threat today, but we do have a tornado warning in effect right now for eastern Texas out here by the city of Dew. There's also some pretty high reflectivity here, as you can kind of see in this kind of pinkish purple color here. We do have, a bit of possible hail in this, actually. Overall, quarter-size hail is what it suggests here. Storms moving east at 20. Honestly, it's moving pretty slow, actually. But yeah, so out there by the city of Dew, you can kind of see there is a little bit of rotation out there, kind of just east of Dew. Let me bring up my other program here. Let's go ahead and load up our warnings and stuff like that. We're going to get that going. I do want to look at it on this program. It's good to... I like to use our programs here. Let's see what we got going on. So this is out here towards, like I mentioned, Dew, Texas, near Langley, I think it is. Near Langley, Texas. So just a bit of a heads up for you guys. Yeah, there definitely is some rotation going on there. Correlation coefficient, it's a big mess. I don't see any. I see there's a big slice right through it. I don't see any debris. Let's see. We're gonna change radars here. It might be a better option. Honestly, I think that's just picking up some big differential in precipitation. Yeah, so I don't see any debris right now. Hopefully we won't, but there definitely is some rotation going on out there just towards the area of Dew, Texas, which, like I also mentioned, this is towards Langley. The warning includes also Plum Creek, let's see here, Butler, Red Lake, Turlington. So make sure you guys are in your safe spots overall. We also do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect, as you guys can see, out there towards like Texas. We're going to bring up, let's see, we'll go ahead and bring up that watch here for y'all. See what we got going on here. Let's bring up our severe thunderstorm watch. We'll make sure to Let's see. Have that on for you guys. Is it not going to want to work? Oh, there we go. Maybe that's why. Here, let's just pull it up on SPC. It seems like this is glitching a little bit. Let's see here. But yeah, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch 4 minutes ago. Yeah, it just hasn't popped up yet, but there it is. New severe thunderstorm watch in effect, which this does include Houston. Houston's included. College Station, Austin, Texas. This is just south of Dallas. Brand new severe thunderstorm watch in effect. They actually have a 20% chance for tornadoes in the watch area. That's possible. 5% chance of them being EF2 plus. Very unlikely. Kind of the main concern is going to be for hail and also damaging winds there too. So a bit of a wind, a little bit of a hail threat out there. Pretty low chance of anything significant wind related. Anything like basically 70 mile an hour winds or greater is pretty low. If we do get those damaging winds, which is possible in that watch area, there it is, it popped up now. If we do get that, then basically it'll likely be right around like 60 miles an hour, so relatively low. Let's see here. Elliot says, Merry Christmas Eve, you as well. David says, thanks again, Merry Christmas. You too, my friend. Is the system going to weaken or something with Eastern Carolinas? Yeah, it won't even be a concern for you, man. Honestly, that system's just going to be completely gone at that point. I think you're going to be good. Yeah, honestly, not really seeing any concern for that area, thankfully. Right now, this is kind of a little bit of an issue for the areas down south. Like I mentioned, here you go. This is that severe thunderstorm watch in effect. They have this in effect for the next 5.5 hours or so. So I think this will expire. What time would that be? Until midnight Central. So that's 1 a.m. Eastern time. They did mention that large hail, isolated very large hail up to 2 inches in diameter possible. See, scattered damaging wind gusts of 65 mile per hour possible, and a tornado or two is possible here. Supercells will pose a threat for large hail around 1 to 1.75, so basically quarter size to, what is that, golf ball size hail. See here, growth into a line may result in some threat for severe / damaging winds. A tornado or two also appears possible this evening with any sustained supercell. So there we go. So yeah, I mean, we have been seeing, like I mentioned, a couple of isolated storms out here, which they have been kind of tornadic. We have been rotating. We need to keep an eye on that one to the west as well. Yeah, we do need to keep a close eye on these storms here because they do look like they could become something a bit tornadic potentially. Like I said, this one out here we do have some pretty decent rotation that was going on with that storm here a little bit ago. It still is rotating pretty decently. So yeah, out there by the town of Dew, Texas. Make sure you guys are in your safe spots. That will remain in effect until 6:45 for you guys. 6:45. And on top of that, possibly even maybe a little bit of quarter-size hail could be possible too overall. Let's see here. Calvin says, in Houston, Texas, where I live, we had a strong thunderstorm earlier. 3 p.m. caught me off guard when local weather says just showers during the days. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, a lot of the areas out here, we're going to bring back up our risk here for today. So yeah, a lot of eastern Texas is under the risk out there. This is the latest outlook. So the areas in the dark green, the marginal here, this is our level 1 severe weather threat. So there definitely is a threat for some severe storms out here. Relatively low likelihood. The odds of getting severe weather in the dark green is fairly low. Overall, but it can't be ruled out. But the areas out here in the yellow, that's where it's a little bit more concentrated, where it's a little bit more possible there overall. So that's something that we're gonna need to really look out for, especially is the yellow area here overall. So yeah, keep an eye on it. Once again, tornadoes. The latest SPC outlook doesn't really have anything, but like I mentioned, we do now have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect, which like we mentioned, we looked at a minute ago. They did say a tornado or two is possible today, but once again, what we were talking about a minute ago is the main concern for tornadic activity and stuff like that is going to be for the day after Christmas, the 26th. Another risk out here, which we'll go and overlay for you guys now. Another risk, is going to be in place, which we'll pull up to day 3. Yeah, so these areas here, let's go ahead and pull that up there. So yeah, these areas here for coming up on the 26th for Thursday, the areas in the dark green, a little bit of a severe weather threat, but then the yellow, which is kind of in the same area we have that main concern for today. So this is Thursday's threat, and then this is today's threat. So, another round for severe weather coming up here for Thursday for you guys, the day after Christmas. But like I mentioned, Christmas Day, we just got a couple little general thunderstorm risks, which those are just basic thunderstorms. Nothing severe expected or anything like that, which is obviously good. So Christmas should be pretty calm, thankfully. But for the way it is today, SPC Outlook has no tornadic risk. But like I mentioned, the new watch that came out did indicate that a couple tornadoes can't be ruled out. Overall. As well as, we have been seeing, some tornadic activity, or I should at least say supercell activity that has been occurring, rotating thunderstorms. For example, right now on the radar, you can see this little area here we are watching. It has a bit of rotation on it. Therefore, we do have that tornado warning still in effect here, which this is in effect for the town of Dew, which is just to the west of Harmony, south of Fairfield in eastern Texas. It also looks like we have new development popping off here. Looks like we now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect out here towards the areas of College Station, which is in just west of College Station in eastern Texas. This also includes Caldwell. Let's see here, Kreisman, I think it is, Tunis, and Mooring. You guys are in the severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. What the winds could peak up to could be up to around 60 miles an hour. And we also could have some quarter-size hail as well. Maybe some hail that's 1 inch in diameter could be possible with that storm. So in the watch, like we mentioned here, the watch did indicate that there is the potential of very large hail events up to 2 inches in diameter possible, meaning that, we could have some pretty large hail. We're talking over golf ball size. Golf ball size hail is 1.75 inches in diameter, and the National Weather Service, with this watch that they issued, they did say that we have the potential for 2 inches in diameter, which is slightly larger than golf ball hail. That is a possibility, in which something that we're going to need to actively be looking out there for. I do want to take a quick little minute to hop back to the satellite view real quickly. This is the active satellite view currently going on. We do have ourselves a lot of convection. You can kind of see that main line developing. That's another thing that the watch did, the watch message did indicate, is that they were saying that eventual upscale growth into a line may result into that threat for damaging winds. And if we take a look at the satellite view, you can actually see that line right here starting to develop. Now, we do have a couple of these isolated storms, like I mentioned, kind of ahead of this line of storms that's kicking off here. We're going to need to look out for that, but eventually this right here could turn into a damaging wind threat. These storms are actually fairly slow moving. They are actually fairly slow moving actively. But we do need to watch out for some of those storms that are ahead of the line. Typically those can be tornadic, in which, I think is possible today. I think we might have a potential for, an isolated tornado or two overall. What's up, Gabe? Hope we're doing good. You too, man. Let's see here. Ever had wiffle ball size hail? They don't usually go off wiffle ball size hail. They usually do like baseball hail or softball hail. Overall, just depends. Let's see here. You too, Peachy. But anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on here. We're gonna hop back to radar here. Overall, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning, or I should say, a new little set of severe thunderstorm warnings here. We do have Maydelly. I think that's how you say that. Maydell, maybe the E is silent. Let's see here, out there by Rusk and Dialville. You guys are in a severe thunderstorm warning here. This one's just for hail. which is the main concern for today. Up to quarter-size hail possible, which, if we do look at the radar, you can see that little pink blob here, which is just north of Slocum, I think it is, which is just east of Palestine, I think it is. But we do have, you can kind of see that, that area here that's in the pinkish purple, which that is indicating that there is, some big precipitation, likely hail going on in that little area. And, therefore a warning has been issued because of that. Damage to vehicles is possible. Yeah, so just make sure that you, remain, indoors away from windows. Being near windows can be quite dangerous during potential for hail, as obviously the hail can, shatter windows and can be an issue. So just make sure that you do watch out there for that. But obviously the main concern right now is actually this tornado warning that we do have in effect here out there by Dew, Texas, which, like I mentioned, if you don't know where that's at, here's Texas. So Dallas is up here. This is on the eastern side of Texas, kind of where that line is starting to develop here. You can kind of see that on the radar, that line we were looking at, also on the infrared view. But yeah, I mean, we do have that tornado warning in effect for Dew, which, like I mentioned, that also does include the towns here of Langley, Plum Creek, Red Lake, and Butler. So also Turlington. I didn't mention you guys. Yeah, you all are also in that tornado warning here, which we do also have the potential for maybe a little bit of hail out on it, possibly up to quarter size, and which this will actually expire here in about 14 minutes. So this will be expired at 6:45 p.m. Central Time, which will be 7:45 for us in the East. So if you know anybody out there, once again, the towns of Dew, let's see, out there by Langley, Plum Creek, Red Lake, Butler, Turlington. If you know anybody out there in eastern Texas for those towns, make sure you give them a heads up, let them know, because we do have a tornado warning in effect here. But anyways, yeah, so another thing I do wanted to mention with you guys, let's actually pull up the, let's see here, I'm going to pull back up the SPC real quickly. So, for the people who are just now joining, this is our general risk area here for today. So the area in the light green is where, a little bit of thunderstorm activity is possible. A few booms of thunder is possible in the light green. Nothing really crazy, though. Same thing up there, possibly out there towards like California, towards Nevada, Utah. A little bit of thunderstorms possible in some of these areas in the green. But the dark green, that's where the severe threat starts. That's where the potential for damaging storms begins. So you can see a lot of eastern Texas is basically in that severe weather threat for today, in which, we do also have that level 2 threat. So the scale goes up to 5. The higher the number, the more potentially severe and potentially more damaging the storms could be, in which, we are at a level 2, which even a level 1, even the lowest scale is still a threat for damaging storms, in which, we are on a level 2 today, which is actually a little bit higher. So we do need to be looking out there for those storms. Now, like I mentioned, the SPC does not have any, at least in the latest update, does not have any tornadic risk. But, like I mentioned, with that new watch that they issued here, they did say that a tornado or two is possible for today. Now, tornadoes will be a concern also for the 26th. That's actually what the main update was supposed to be on this live stream, but honestly it's kind of weird because this live stream kind of did just kind of turn into a little bit of coverage. So we're gonna have to watch on it, not just for today but also for basically the 26th as well, which will be on Thursday overall. Let's see, what's up, Jill? Saying happy holidays to you all. You too, my friend. SPC, dude, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat, saying Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Thank you, SPC Indiana. Appreciate it for the $2 super chat. It means a lot to me, man. Helps us out a bunch. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. So we're going to hop back to SAT real quickly. Take a look at the satellite imagery. So, what we can kind of infer right now for what's going on the satellite imagery, you can see that we do have this line that's starting to develop here. The SPC, they did mention there that this line will persist. In which will, likely possibly turn into a severe concern for, damaging winds. In which also we do have a couple of, these isolated storms that are popping off, ahead of that quote-unquote line that's forming. So, with that being said, we're gonna have to look out for those storms too. Which, sometimes, ahead of the line, the storms that are ahead of it could be tornadic. So that's another thing we do need to look at. I do have some good news for you guys. We're gonna hop you guys back to radar real quickly because they did cancel that tornado warning. That is no longer in effect. So the tornado warning that was in effect for due, also including the let's see here. Also including Langley, Plum Creek, Red Lake, Butler, and Turlington, Texas, is no longer in effect. However, it has been replaced with a severe thunderstorm warning out there, including the possibility of just really the main concern being hail, possibly up to quarter size. They also do have a little bit of winds possible. I mean, certainly still some gusty winds will be a concern here. But, not necessarily damaging. So to be considered damaging winds, it has to be 58 miles an hour or greater, in which, we are talking basically 50 miles an hour or under, basically less than 50 miles an hour being, possible still with that storm. So, while it's not quite at the damaging criteria, it is still a possibility for, maybe a little bit of gusty winds. It's still enough to be a little gusty, which could cause some, minor inconveniences overall. So it is still, definitely something to look out there for. But, the good news is that tornado warning is gone. Also, we do have this storm out here by College Station we're watching here, too. This one's actually warned for both quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which includes Caldwell, Texas. Once again, west of College Station here. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys, in which also another warning here, just slightly east of where that tornado warning was, I should say, out there near the Lamar. Let's see, Craft included. So this is all in eastern Texas, by the way, guys. But the main city here is Rusk, something that we're definitely looking out there for. Let's see here. Amy, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App donation. I appreciate that so much, Amy. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Amy also did leave a note for us, too. I appreciate it. Amy says, thanks for the weather coverage. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you, Amy. That's very, very sweet of you. I appreciate your support. That is very, very nice of you, my friend. Thank you so much for that. That's really, really sweet of you. I really appreciate that. So big shout out goes to you, my friend. Thank you. But yeah, like I mentioned, the good news is that tornado warning is now officially canceled. But we're going to hop back to radar here. I do want to pull up the latest velocity. We still do need to watch these areas, because, they can definitely spin up again, at any point. So that is something that we are going to need to definitely still be watching out for. With that new watch that came out literally just moments ago, not too long ago, they did say that a couple of tornadoes, could be a concern today. Despite the SPC outlook for today being less than 2%, the new assessment with the watch did say that there could be a couple of tornadoes, which, throughout today we have been seeing, a couple tornado warnings on and off here. So, that's that. Zachary says, my weather app said there's a tornado warning in Due, Texas. So they did cancel that just now, Zachary. We are no longer in that tornado warning. Yes, so last frame, if we hop back, you can see this was the polygon, including Due, Texas. They are no longer under a tornado warning. But a little bit east of Due, where some of that warning was, there is now a severe thunderstorm warning that's taken its place. So that includes like Harmony, Tennessee Colony, Tucker out there. Quarter-size hail also possible on this, but winds should be less than 50 miles an hour. Yeah, so nothing damaging with the wind gusts, but there could still be some gusty winds in it. Not necessarily damaging, but gusty winds and a little bit of hail for sure. I do want to keep a close eye on this storm here. The one that's actually just west of College Station, Texas. If you guys can kind of see here, there's a little bit of an area that, is looking like it's trying to start rotating a little bit. I do want to keep a close eye on this storm because, it's also got a hook on it too. Look at that. Nice little hook echo. Yeah, and it's fairly got all of this environment to the south for itself. Yeah, this storm here could be a concern. I do want to keep a really close eye on this storm here. once again, hopping back to velocity, you can see that it does look like it is trying to rotate here. We do have a little bit of a mesocyclone that is associated with that storm. So this storm is already classified as a supercell because it is rotating. That's simply what a supercell is considered, is a rotating thunderstorm, in which, yeah, it is starting to rotate a little bit. So I would really not be surprised if this continues the way that it's going, if we eventually might get a tornado warning on that. Did they put a tor possible on that? They did. Okay, so they do have a tornado possible tag on that. But yeah, there is a little bit of rotation going on there. And like I mentioned, we also do have a hook echo here too. A bit of an inflow notch. A lot of that warm air is rushing its way into storm. So that's going to kind of feed into that system there. So if you're out there by Mooring, Texas, just a bit of a heads up for you guys out there. Let's see, is there any other area than Mooring? The good thing is that this program shows a little bit more of those areas. Here, let's pop up the velocity here. So we're also going to change up our radar here a little bit too. Yeah, so there's that storm we were talking about. So I would keep a heads up out here towards Cooks Point, Texas. Also by Rita, Texas as well. Mudville, Stone City, Parker, Fountain, Smetana, I think it is. I would keep an eye out there for you guys. Caldwell should be relatively good because that rotation is to your north and also heading to the northeast relatively. So Caldwell should be good from that. But yeah, just a bit of a heads up, especially for like Cooks Point, Rita, Mudville, some of those regions there. Just a little bit of a heads up for you. A little bit of an early warning. Consider that. I mean, it could start to fade out, hopefully. But, like I mentioned, it definitely is rotating a little bit, in which we're going to have to keep a close eye out there for it. No signs of debris, which is good. No debris detection. Nothing, no tornadic debris is detected right now, which is good. Hopefully it'll stay that way, of course. But yeah, for now, it is on a severe warning. We will continue to watch it. We'll keep a close eye on that cell. Hopping back up north, we're going to switch back to the Dallas-Fort Worth radar here. We do have a couple of storms going on. It's a little bit. It kind of sucks here because the radars are a little bit far away from those storms. Well, from what we can see here, I don't really see anything super crazy going on in these storms. Like I said, it's a little rough to look at with this radar here. But, honestly, yeah, this is kind of where that line is, and we can assume that, on this line here, that's kind of where that potential for, a little bit of hail, we can actually see that from the radar, that big little detection there. Big little detection. That is a great way of explaining that little area of big detection, I should say. That sounds a little bit better than a big little detection. Anyways, but yeah, so there is a little bit of hail on that, likely. Considering that the detections from reflectivity are quite high, over 60 dBz, 64 is what I'm seeing in it. That's pretty high. In which they're very well. It's likely some hail on that, and that's actually the reason why they have that warning there in effect here. Let's see here. Calvin says, what time should the next round of storms arrive in Houston tonight? You know what? Let me pull up the future radar real quickly. That is something we have not done. Let's bring up HRRR real quickly. Just get an estimate here on basically what we can see. So, obviously right now we have a bunch of just kind of scattered storms. We do have that line that's eventually going to be forming here, which will probably be passing through fairly early throughout Houston. HRRR kind of considers, suggests that line pulling through relatively early, after midnight, of course, which, yeah, could be probably right anywhere from like 1 to, honestly, hold on. Sorry, from anywhere from basically like, yeah, basically pretty much 1 o'clock a.m. to about like 3 a.m. roughly. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what the SPC was also talking about, is that line eventually forming there and rolling through. Yeah, we're going to definitely need to keep an eye on that for sure. We'll probably be live a little bit today. I do want to do some coverage for y'all. A little bit of Christmas Eve coverage. Honestly, was not on my agenda, but when things started popping off here, it's like, yeah, we should probably go live for that. Let's see. How's Bryan, Texas? Also going. Also, Merry Christmas. You too, man. So I don't know what Bryan, Texas is fully. We're not going to be doing full on zip codes right now because we do have this active concern going on here. But I will look at it for you real quickly. Bryan, Texas. Oh, actually, yeah, you're right here near College Station. Matter of fact, my friend, there's Bryan right there. So there is a severe warning to your west. This is actually one of the ones we are watching because it also did have a little bit of rotation on it. So, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that storm here. You can see it. Rotation might be kind of fading out a little bit, hopefully. Yeah, it looks a lot better on reflectivity, too. That hook has been obscured. It did occlude itself, so I do think that potential is fading out a bit, thankfully. But it is a concern for 60-mile-per-hour winds in Quarter Hill, which you can kind of see, on velocity here. This is likely where a lot of those gusty winds are going to be located, kind of in this area, which I believe would be the forward flank downdraft of this storm here. There's a little bit of a hook here. You guys can see. It was much more defined in previous earlier scans, which we can't go back to. But yeah. Good news is that rotation does not look like it's rotating anymore, really. It looked a little bit more impressive earlier, but now it seems like it's looking a little bit better. But yeah, still a little bit of a concern there for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Quarter Hill. They do still have a tornado possible tag on it. It does not necessarily mean that there will be a tornado. It just means that, given the current circumstances, and the way that the storm is behaving, there could be, some tornadic activity on that. Also, it looks like we're starting to get maybe a little bit of new development here, just southwest of that storm of College Station here. Currently not severe warned, but it does look pretty healthy out there, kind of near Butler, Texas. So we're going to keep an eye on that storm there, too. Right now, currently not a problem, but who's to say it could become an issue in the future. Also, if you look closely, you guys see that frontal boundary there? You guys see this pushing up here towards the radar KGRK? That is the front, and I think these are birds. These look like birds to me, or bats, or one or the other. So yeah, this is actually non-meteorological. That's right here, but the line is. That's really interesting. It's really interesting that the birds, or whatever that is moving or migrating or something. I don't know. I'm no bird expert. I think those. I'm pretty confident those are birds though. But yeah, you can see that frontal boundary there though, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. Xavier says Austin got under a severe thunderstorm watch. Yeah. So they did issue a watch not too long ago. For the people just joining us, we'll go ahead and show you guys where that's at. So basically, let's first of all remove our day one outlook here. So yeah, this is where that watch is. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the next 5 hours, which this will expire at midnight Central Time. Midnight Central Time, or basically 1 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you're following along in the Eastern Time Zone, then there's that. Those are bats. Yeah, bats are birds. One or the other, I think. Getting a bat NATO. Don't think so. Doesn't seem like there's a lot going on that line, thankfully. But anyways, but yeah, we do have ourselves, a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's see, special weather statements too. So we are going to keep a close eye out there for these guys here. Let's see here. But yeah, the one storm that we're watching that's just west of College Station, it does look a little bit better, thankfully. But there is still likely some gusty winds out there ongoing. Kind of near, let's see, Cook's Point area. Let's go and hop back to our radar here. People are lighting off fireworks. Did you all hear that? I've never heard of anybody launching fireworks on Christmas Eve. Does anybody in the chat do that? Do you guys light off fireworks for Christmas Eve? They've been lighting off a couple throughout the day. Anyways, but yeah, so we will be still keeping an eye on that storm though. It does look a bit better, but yeah, we are likely still seeing some gusty winds near kind of relatively just southwest of like Rita. Mostly, here goes another one. Did you guys hear that? But yeah, so seems like this is mostly in rural areas here, but still do want you guys to keep an eye on it. The storm is moving to the relatively to the northeast for the most part. Honestly, that should just be out of College Station, which should be pretty good. But we will definitely keep an eye on that line eventually as it does roll through. Let's see here. Jared says, I'm in Round Rock seeing a bit of lightning. Here comes another one. Man, they're really letting them off out there. Yeah, so if you're in eastern Texas, there is a good shot that you could see some storms today for sure. So here's the active risk you guys can see. So the areas here in the dark green, this is where the severe weather threat starts. Basically, there is a scale that goes from 1 to 5. Kind of the 5, thankfully we don't have a 5 today, but 5 is like the highest risk possible. Basically the worst potential for severe weather, the highest probability of storms in general, severe weather. Even a level 1 is still a concern overall. It is still a threat for damaging storms. But we actually do have a level 2 today as well, out here in the yellow, which does include Houston, Pasadena, College Station, Sugar Land, Texas, and Woodland. So it's a bit of a heads up there for you guys. Now, for Thursday, once again, thankfully tomorrow things are clear. Nothing severe weather-wise tomorrow. But, when we hop over here to Thursday's threat, yeah, we're going to have to look out for Thursday. As, there is going to be yet again another day worth of severe weather and stuff like that we're going to really need to be looking out there for. In general, and I honestly do think that the main concern, like we mentioned for Thursday, is going to be the mixture between damaging winds as well as tornadoes, which the SPC they did mention that somewhere. Let's see here. Somewhere they mentioned that. I can't find it. I swear every time I look for it, I cannot seem to find it here. Here we go. Damaging winds and tornadoes will likely be the primary hazards, though mid-level lapse rates, temperatures, western flank of the Warren sector would support large hail. So, it does seem like a triple threat for Thursday, the 26th, in which, main concerns, damaging winds and tornadoes, but, a little bit of large hail too. Could be quite possible. And of course, like today, like I mentioned, have to be a little bit more problematic than first assumed. So that's kind of the reason why I'm doing a bit of coverage right now, is because I do want to be here for you guys to help you all out with the storms. Obviously, I want to be here to help y'all out if there is some issues, which we have had on and off tornado warnings today. So I do want you guys to obviously I do want you guys to be watching out there for that. Anyways, let's see here. So we do have a couple of other storms, like I mentioned, developing here just southwest of that storm towards College Station, kind of developing in that line we were talking about. So overnight, this whole line here is going to develop, and it's going to start working its way here relatively to the east, which eventually will roll through areas like Houston later tonight, pretty late, in which at that point it could be a damaging wind concern that the SPC did mention. I will bring up the text here for that severe thunderstorm watch again. And so they did say eventual upscale growth. So basically, growth of the line will start to occur into a line may result in some threat for severe/damaging winds. And they also did say a tornado or two also appears possible this evening with any sustained supercell, in which, we have been seeing those supercells kind of on and off today, including the one we were just watching towards College Station. So we will have to continue to watch out for that overall. Let's see here. Severe thunderstorm watch. Most of you guys probably know what that means, but if you don't, severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. So you can be just outside of the watch area, and there in theory could still be some storms, but they generally issue the watch where they believe most, if not where they think all of the activity could be. But nature is nature. It does its own thing, in which, yes, there can be severe weather just outside of the watch area. So keep it out there close if you're just outside of it too. Let's see here. So persons in the air should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for latest statements, possible warnings. Severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes. So, once again, you shouldn't really be freaking out over the tornado concern today. It's a relatively low threat for tornadoes today. But a couple of them cannot be ruled out. So we do got some new development here. So with the College Station storm we were talking about, just southwest with that new little cell that was developing, it is now officially severe warned. It is now considered a severe thunderstorm warning, or now considered a severe thunderstorm. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for areas out there by Lexington, Texas, Lincoln, Texas, and Dime Box. That's an interesting name. Dime Box, Texas. And you can actually look and see that there is quite the core. Likely some pretty large hail that is ongoing here. Out there just northeast of Butler, Texas, west of Lexington. Let's go ahead and bring up our other program here real quickly. See what's going on, kind of where this is nearer. Near Knob Springs. It looks like it's relatively rural. I mean, we got a couple of isolated... well, you know what? We got a couple of houses here and there. But there is likely some pretty large hail that is going on out there. You can kind of see right in here. That's kind of a big hail core there. So we do need to watch out for that. Also, that looks like a little bit of a hook that's starting to kind of develop there. Let's bring this back to velocity. It doesn't really look like we're rotating, which is good. However, who's to say that it doesn't start anytime soon? I hope not, of course, but we do need to watch these little storms though, because they can turn ugly. They can. So we will definitely need to be watching out for that overall. But yeah, once again, they do have a new warning on it for Lexington, Lincoln, and Dime Box, Texas, in which they did say, look at this $50 size hail. That's actually pretty decent. 1.25-inch hail. So 1.25-inch hail, as well as the potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Still moving very slow. Yeah, these are pretty slow-moving storms, which, honestly, that might even be a problem for flooding. Slow-moving storms they can be kind of an issue. So here's what I'm going to do real quickly. I do want to see if they have any risk for flooding today. The WPC does, so the green area here. Apparently we do have a threat for some flooding today. So we'll have to watch out for maybe a little bit of flash flooding here in the green areas today, which includes eastern Texas, a little bit of northwest Louisiana, portions of Arkansas, and like southeastern Oklahoma. So yeah, we'll look out for that, as there could be some flooding. A little bit of flood concern could be possible. But yeah, so that's that. But yeah, those slow-moving storms, they can definitely, cause a bit of issues with flooding. So that is something that we do need to take into consideration there too. Anyways, so we do have that line. You can kind of see more storms are developing. I do want to hop you guys over here to the satellite imagery real quickly. So this is a current look at the satellite imagery. You can see we do have a couple storms off the coast here of the Western Gulf, a few storms popping off. Also, some of those storms are pretty much dying out. Some of them are fading out ahead of that line. But you can really see that line coming together now. Look at that. So there's that new development where my cursor is at. That's where those new storms are starting to pop off. And that newly severe warned storm, I believe, is right here. Hold on a minute. That actually... Okay, so the newly warned storm is going to be right here. I think that's this one right here. Yeah, this is the one out by College Station, the one right here, and then the one that's right here is that new one that's right here. That's the new one that they just warned. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see here on the satellite imagery that things are starting to turn more into a line, which is kind of what is expected to occur. Let's see here. It looks like Houston is now in the slight risk. Did they update SPC? Let's see here. Oh yeah, they did. But look at that. They also added that 2%. 2% chance for tornadoes out there. That is a new update. There you go. Let's see here. Yeah, so Houston is now, if they weren't before, they are now in the slight risk, the level 2 severe weather threat. So Houston is in that. But the main concern, like we mentioned, is going to be hail. As you can see, we do have a 15% chance for hail out there in the yellow. So, Houston, for example, within the 25-mile radius of, the center of Houston, there's a 15% chance that we could get hail basically anywhere from 1 to 2 inches in diameter today. So that is possible. Hopping back over here to that watch to show you guys, they did mention that very large hail events to 2 inches in diameter is possible. So, and that's going to be the greatest concern in the yellow here, which once again includes Houston, Pasadena, College Station, Sugar Land, Texas. It doesn't mean these areas will see that. It just means that this is the general area where this concern is going to be expected. Let's see here. Also the 5%, which is a lower threat or lower potential. So a little bit less likely in the brown, but still it can't be ruled out overall. Let's see here. How's Katy, Texas? Where is Katy, Texas? We're not fully doing zip codes right now, but I'll look it up for you real quickly. So, yeah, you're going to have to watch out later this evening. That's when that line of storms is going to roll through. For now, you should be good. There might be a few storms popping off here and there, but wait, watch it tonight. Watch it right around midnight or so. You'll probably be pretty close to that line. That line is going to be rolling through that region here right around midnight, if not a little after midnight in general. All right, so a little bit of an update, guys. Right now, we do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We got 3 of them going on here. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. These are all in eastern Texas. For Medell, I think it's how you say that. Medell, maybe it's Medell? I'm not too sure. If you guys know, you can say it in chat. Medell, I think it might be. Let's see, Dollaville, we have Rusk. I could say Rusk. I know that one. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for quarter-size hail. So hail up to quarter size or 1 inch in diameter. They did put a tornado possible tag on that. Does not mean that there will be a tornado like I mentioned. It just means that given the way the storm's acting and behaving and just the general environment we're in, there could be tornadic activity that eventually could happen. It could. Doesn't mean it will. If it was an immediate danger for tornadoes, they would put a tornado warning, which you need to take action for tornado warnings, but tornado possible tags you don't necessarily need to take action for. But anyways, just be aware, basically. They're just there just to give you a little extra nudge. Be like, hey, it's still possible. But anyways, then we have another warning to the west for Tucker, Texas, including Harmony and Tennessee Colony, which is in effect for quarter hail again. This one does not have a tornado possible tag. So this is just for, just for some hail, nothing big. But then, like I said, then the new warning that they issued, which is just southwest of College Station for Lexington, Lincoln, and Dime Box, Texas. This one here is warned for not only hail, actually that's even larger, $half hail, which is 1.25 inches in diameter, but also 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts being possible overall. What's up, Mark? Thank you, man, for the 5. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support, man. Big shout out goes to you, Mark. Let's see, David says, how is the severe weather risk on Thursday? Yeah, so Thursday is going to be another day we do need to watch, potentially more active even. It's the same threat level, but the tornadoes is going to be more of a main concern. So like we mentioned, today's main concern is actually hail, followed by some damaging winds and some potential tornadic activity that we need to look into. But specifically for Thursday, the 26th here, SPC, they did say that, see if we can find it again. Yeah, damaging winds and tornadoes will likely be the primary hazards, though they are saying that there could be some large hail as well included on that. So it is a triple threat, so all hazards again for Thursday. But once again, instead of today, kind of how today's risk is mainly a hail threat, following by potential tornadic activity and damaging winds. It's going to be complete opposite. So for Thursday, the main threat's going to be tornadoes and damaging winds, following maybe a little bit of hail. So, a little bit of a difference there. But, yeah, so that we will have to – I will actually do coverage for you guys as well on Thursday for sure, the day after Christmas, the 26th. But once again, Mark, thank you, man. I appreciate your support, dude. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Merry Christmas to you, as well as everybody else as well. Merry Christmas to y'all. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas Eve and Christmas today. But anyways, so they did actually cancel that warning for College Station, or the storm that was just slightly to the west of College Station. That warning is no longer in effect. They did cancel that overall, so that's good. So that included Caldwell, Tunis, I think it was, and Mooring. Those areas are no longer, those areas are no longer in the warning there. So that is good. That is no longer a concern out there overall. Let me go ahead and leave a like for Mark. Appreciate that, man. So that's good. So that is no longer a concern out there. Let's see here. So I do want to hop you guys to satellite view real quickly, taking a current look at the infrared view. So, when we first started the stream, and when we were looking at it in the beginning, there was a fair amount of kind of just, semi-discrete thunderstorm activity. But now that we've moved on a bit, you can actually see that we do have a fair line of storms now developing. You can see that new development here starting to pick up, which if we hop back to our radar, we can see down here those storms are starting to develop. So we are starting to see a line here in which, if we take a look at the future radar, according to the HRRR model, so if we do look at that, got a new render coming through, actually. 23 is the latest we got, but we have a 0 Zulu coming through. So instead of just kind of a bunch of scattered storms in general, this turns into a line, which that line will eventually work its way down here to the southeast, which will be driving its way through areas like Houston, slightly after midnight, here. It'll probably be right around between maybe anywhere from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. basically. It's a rough estimate. So around that time is when you could expect those storms in general. Let's see. Michael, dude, coming in with a $10 super chat. I appreciate that, Michael, very much. Thank you so much for that. Say Merry Christmas, Andrew. Thank you for everything that you do. Buy a big red soda on me. I appreciate that, Michael. Thank you so much, man, for the $10 super chat. That is really, really nice of you, dude. You guys are very, very generous. I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you for that, Michael. Super, super thankful for that. It was very sweet of you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, Michael. Merry Christmas to you as well. So, guys, we now have a new report that's coming through. So that new storm that we were talking about, did they reissue that College Station? They did. So first of all, the College Station storm we had, they canceled the warning, but there's actually now a new warning in place. So College Station, Texas is in the severe thunderstorm warning now. Bryan, Texas, and Mooring. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So a bit of a heads up for you guys. But also we have a report now coming through from that storm that was the one towards Butler. Actually, this is before it was warned even. Look at that. So we have a report come through of 1.25-inch hail. This was right as the storm, right before that storm was warned even. You can see here once we, come to the latest scans here, that storm was way out of the region. I mean, yeah. So that was before it was even warned. Jeez. Okay. Well, we do still have that warning in effect, which includes Lexington, Texas, and Lincoln, Texas, and Dime Box, Texas. So a bit of a heads up for you guys. Make sure that you guys are watching this here. The main concern here, they still have it as $half hail being a concern. Basically, hail up to 1.25 inches in diameter, in which also 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts will be a concern as well. So some gusty winds. I think we're going to really start to see, damaging winds and stuff like that becoming more of a concern as we do approach our way into this evening. Obviously as, we work way further down in today. I think the threat's going to really start to shift from hail to damaging winds, and still even at that point, there could be a few isolated embedded tornadoes. I do think it's possible, in which, once again, SPC with that watch that we have out here, they did mention here, let's see here. Well, first of all, the primary threats, mostly, hail, but up to very large hail events of 2 inches in diameter possible. So that's slightly larger than golf ball hail possible today. So golf ball hail would be 1.75 inches in diameter, and we're talking potential hail that's up to, 2 inches in diameter, which is slightly larger than golf ball hail possible. Damaging wind gusts up to 65 miles an hour possible, and a tornado or 2 is possible too. But then, like we mentioned, as we work our way down in time, they did say, so summary, eventual upscale growth into a line may result in the threat for severe / damaging winds, which we're starting to see now. And if we do hop back to satellite imagery, you can obviously tell that this thing is turning into a line here. That we're really starting to get that new development here, which is just turning this whole thing into a line of storms. Which at that point, what we've mentioned here is that that's going to turn into a threat for damaging winds. So we're going to need to look out for that. I think the threat for damaging wind gusts is growing currently. But anyways, so that's that. But we will be seeing that line of storms approaching near Houston, like we mentioned, very late, after midnight. Anywhere from like 1 to 3 a.m. is when I would say that line could be nearby. So if you know anybody about Houston, give them a heads up. There could be some gusty winds and stuff like that on the storm. So just keep an eye on it. Anyways, let's see here. So actively, we do have 4 warnings in effect currently. One of them is for Rusk. This is for Rusk, Texas, and Eastern Texas. So Rusk, Dialville, and Maydell. Is it Maydell? Madelli? I'm not sure. But main concern, just quarter-size hail. They do have a tornado possible tag. Once again, that does not mean that there will be a tornado. It just means that, given conditions and stuff like that, and that there could be some tornadic activity that we do need to look out for. But it does not mean that there will be a tornado. So I don't want to scare y'all with that tornado possible tag. It just means just a little bit of an extra nudge. Hey, just be careful. Just keep an eye on it. No need for action right now. Well, obviously, this is a warning for quarter-size hail, which there's probably some lightning on this too. I would recommend being inside, but there's no need to full-on go into your shelters for that storm, so that's good. However, we do have another warning, another severe thunderstorm warning west of that storm, still in eastern Texas, for the town of Harmony and Tucker. So this is in effect for also quarter-size hail. So stay indoors, away from windows. And they do not have a tornado possible tag. So just stay indoors, away from windows towards Harmony and Tucker. You should be fine. Just a little bit of a hail threat could cause some dents in some cars, but nothing super crazy. So then we have another warning for College Station, Texas, including Bryan, Mooring, and Benchley area. So a bit of a heads up for you guys out there. Let me go and turn off this light real quickly. I do want to turn it off. Anyways, so which this one's in effect. So not only for quarter hail, but also for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So there could be some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour on that storm in general. And also some hail up to quarter size or just 1 inch in diameter. So Mooring, Bryan, and College Station. Looking at the radar here, you can see that there is these little areas in the kind of pinkish and purple colors, showing basically that's where there is some high reflectivity detections. We're talking like over 60 dBz, which is pretty high detection, pretty high returns here, which is signifying that we are likely seeing some very large precipitation, in this case, hail. And then, of course, we have another warning southwest of that towards Lexington, Lincoln, and Dime Box, Texas. This one also has a pretty big core on it, pretty big hail core up there, in which this one, wow, they actually upgraded that. Look at that, ping pong ball size hail. That's 1.5 inches in diameter here. That's That's pretty big hail. 1.5 inch hail. That is a bit concerning. Also, yeah, winds up to 60 miles an hour too. So damaging wind gusts up to 60, and also some ping pong ball size hail. Could be possible out of that. What's up, Gavin? Saying hello, Merry Christmas to you too, my friend. Let's see. Asin says Merry Christmas Eve to you as well. Dime bag, Texas. This is Dime Box, Texas. See, Brandy says Merry Christmas, Andrew. You too, Brandy. Appreciate ya. Hope you're doing good. But anyway, so that's that. And like I mentioned, we are going to continue to watch these storms under that as well. We are starting to get that line really developing. I do think that this threat is evolving. Quite big at this moment. So, we're kind of turning our way from a main hail threat now into a damaging wind threat. I think we're kind of transitioning. So I think that temporarily right now we do have a pretty decent concern for hail, especially with that one storm here with ping pong ball hail. But I think once this whole thing merges into a line, I think that hail threat might dwindle down a little bit, and I think with the wind threat will increase a bit. So that'll be taking place over the next couple of hours, within the next 1 or 2 hours or so. I mean, it's already getting there. If we hop back to satellite imagery again, you guys can see, that line's looking a bit better. This was the main line that we were looking at, and this is that new growth that's starting to kick off there. So. Yeah, a lot of that prefrontal storm activity we had faded out, pretty much just died. So yeah, that's another indicator here that really we're transitioning into more of a damaging wind threat, because those isolated storms that are ahead of that line that are really more capable for hail and stuff like that are kind of fading out, which is good, meaning that I do think that hail threat is dying down a bit. What do I got for Cleveland Heights, Ohio for the next 48 hours? So nothing severe, thankfully. You guys are good up there. Yeah, we don't really got anything going on up there. Honestly, in the near future, it looks pretty boring for that region. Not really a lot. One thing I will say, though, which we'll take a quick little peek here at the future. So this is the GFS model, which, let's see, we'll go ahead and fit that to, hold on. Why is that not fitting properly? I'm going to have to redo this real quick. Actually, we'll just redo this another time. Anyways, so GFS here really doesn't have a lot going on for you. I mean, the next activity is going to be like roughly around the 27th, another round of rain. But yeah, nothing big, unfortunately. I'm kidding. I know a lot of you guys want snow and stuff, but it is a little too early for that. At least right now. I mean, we have had some snowstorms roll through, but the big stuff I think is really going to kick off in January. I think that's when we're going to really start to see some more of those big storms starting to roll through. We've had a little bit of storms, I mean, for more of the interior sides of Ohio anyways. I mean, like areas up there in like northeast Ohio, you guys had that crazy amount of lake effect snow this year already, which is pretty wild. Pretty wild. All right, let's go and help you guys back over here. We're going to roll through. But yeah, the Ohio Valley is pretty quiet right now. Not a lot really going on up there. Let's see here. What's up, Janice? Saying hi, Andrew. Merry Christmas to you as well, and a Happy New Year. You too, my friend. Thanks for joining. Okay, guys, we got a new warning that just got issued. Is that a new warning, or is that like an extension? That looks like a new warning. Okay, so we have a new warning that just got issued here towards Bastrop, I think it might be, towards Camp Swift, towards McDade, Butler, Page, and Giddings. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. There is no tornado threat or no tornado tag on that. That's good. Look at this. Torrential rainfall is occurring with these storms and may lead to flash flooding. The reason is, like I mentioned, it's because these storms are moving pretty darn slow. 20 to 25 miles an hour we've been seeing today in terms of storm motion. Pretty slow. Yeah, these storms are pretty slow movers, in which, allows the rain to sit over an area for a longer period of time. Therefore, increases your accumulations, and since we are seeing some pretty heavy rainfall rates out here, and especially with those storms being slow, so high rainfall rates as well as slow-moving storms leads to flash flooding, and just overall more precipitation and just more, flooding potential and stuff. Has there been any tornadoes today? So I've seen a lot of tornado warnings today. I personally haven't seen any confirmed tornadoes. I don't think there's been any confirmed tornadoes today. Yeah, nothing on SPC's page. I don't think we've had a confirmed tornado today, but we have had a handful of tornado warnings. Now, the tornado threat's still not up yet. We still do have that tornado threat. We're gonna need to keep it out there for a little bit longer. But it's not over. It's not over yet. There still is potential, unfortunately. But I do think that threat might be lowering a bit, especially once we turn into this line. I think we're going to be kind of more of a damaging wind kind of concern once we fully turn into this line, which we're getting there. Yeah, here within the next hour or two, this thing will just be a solid line of storms, in which the main threat at that point will be just mostly damaging wind gusts and maybe still a little bit of hail here and there, but and an isolated tornado or two. Let's see here. Subscribe mode only. Why? Because there's a lot of bots that like to join that are that can talk. Yeah. Let's see here. A lot of bots that are join and just really spam the chat. We don't really want that. What does weather look like for Monday in North Dakota? So, like I mentioned, we're not going to be really doing full-on zip codes right now because we're in coverage mode. If this was a normal forecast stream, I would be more than happy to. I mean, I will look at it real quickly for you. Yeah, really not a lot going on for you anytime soon. Looking at the GFS here, it looks like there's really not any systems that are really a concern right now for you. But yeah. Let's see. But yeah, so haven't seen any tornado confirmations today. Redding says, sending love from Kentucky. Appreciate it. Used to live up in KY. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Happy holidays to you. But yeah, so we actually did have another report here. 0.88 inches, not considered damaging. Or, sorry, not considered severe. 0.88 inches is nickel size hail, which is... yeah, sub severe. But we did have a 1.25 inch hail report come through a little bit ago, which I wouldn't be surprised here if some of these storms are really dropping some big hailstones. So right now the warning towards Lexington, Texas, towards Dimebox and Lincoln is for ping pong ball hail, which that's pretty big hail. That's 1.5 inches. That is enough to break windows and stuff like that. So, if you're in that warning, can definitely be indoors. You do not want to be outside during that, okay? Definitely do not want to be outside during that. Let's see here. Max says, thank you. No problem. No problem. Let's see. The weather here in Montgomery is quiet. Gross for the next few days. Was that Alabama? Gotcha. Let's see. When do I think these lines will really bow out and be damaging? I mean, David, they are already concerning. I mean, they're already considered damaging some parts of the line. But, yeah, I mean, pretty much from now on. But yeah, as we do approach our way within the next couple of hours, that line will be a lot more well-defined. Right now it's been kind of going from a mode of just a bunch of scattered storms to kind of now a big connected line of storms here, which, yeah, as we continue to work our way down into this evening, that will push its way to the southeast. I'll go ahead and bring up the models just to show you real quickly the HRRR, which we do have the Zero Zulu coming out now. Let's see. Yeah, so we, as you can see, we work way down in time, and it really develops into this line. This is at midnight. This is at midnight Central Time here, 1 a.m. Eastern, in which you can see around that point in time there could be a pretty strong line of storms rolling through, which, at that point, yes, damaging winds would be likely the main concern. There very well could still be some hail in that, and maybe an isolated tornado or two. That line of storms could approach Houston very early. I mean, like 2 a.m. roughly. Don't take that too serious, but right around that time. I mean, it'll likely pack a punch with some strong winds. So I do want you guys to watch out for that. And if you guys are ahead of the line, and since there's a lot of the folks out there towards Houston, I would advise, if you have anything loose outside, anything that can get blown away, I would recommend bringing it indoors, because you don't want to lose your property, for one, as well as you don't want that to be a problem for others. So if you have anything loose outside ahead of the line, I would recommend bringing it in just until the morning or whenever, because I don't want you guys damaging or losing your property, or it becoming a hazard. Let's see here. Crosby says, "Happy holidays, chat. NWW. Hope everyone's doing okay. You too, my friend. Hope you're doing well." Let's see here. Montgomery, Texas. Gotcha. Where is Montgomery, Texas? Is that Eastern Texas? Yeah, let's look at it real quickly. Montgomery, Texas. Oh yeah, so you guys are gonna get hit later tonight. Right around midnight or so is probably when you're going to be getting that storm. So, yeah, definitely keep an eye out there for that. All right, let's go and do a little bit of a look on these warnings. So, we do have a warning in effect for Harmony and Tucker, Texas. This is in effect here for quarter-size hail. They do not have a tornado possible tag on this one. I think this one previously did, but they removed it. Let's see. We have another warning in effect for College Station towards Bryan and Mooring. It looks like Mooring's getting probably some hail right now. You can see that area in the pinkish purple. That is some heavy precipitation, some high reflectivity returns, which is indicating either heavy rain or large hail. And in this case, up to $half size hail is possible. That's pretty big size hail. I mean, 1.25 inches. I mean, that's not anything extreme, but it's pretty good size hail. So yeah, a bit of hail and a bit of heavy rain is likely ongoing there towards Mooring right now. But yeah, Bryan, College Station, Texas is in a warning here for, once again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, $half size hail. They do have a tornado possible tag. Once again, does not mean that there will be a tornado. It just means that conditions are possible, and that storm is could possibly go tornadic. So keep an eye out there for that. Just a little bit of an extra heads up. Once again, there's not a tornado warning in effect there. No need to, seek shelter or anything like that. But I would definitely recommend. I would be indoors. I do not want you guys outside on that storm. That is very dangerous. I'm sure there's a lot of lightning. Plus with the hail and stuff like that. So, definitely look out for that. We have another warning for Lexington. Hey, it looks like a bird. Y'all see that? Sorry, ADHD moment. So Lexington, Lincoln, and Dimebox, we got another warning in effect for ping pong ball hail. Now, that's actually a pretty solid amount of hail. That is 1.5 inches in diameter. That is enough to break windows, enough to dent cars, break windows, bust windshields. So, if you're out, if you're by a window, if you're indoors, stay away from windows. I'd recommend going towards the middle of your home, and you should be more than fine. But yeah, being outside and being near windows is pretty dangerous. So just be indoors in the middle of your home, and you should be good. Yeah, look at that. Continuous cloud to ground lightning is occurring there. So, due to all that friction from those ice crystals and that hail rubbing up against each other in the upper atmosphere, that increases static charge, which needs to be neutralized and needs to actually zap the ground to neutralize that. So yeah, there is a lot of lightning going on here too. So lightning is also an issue. So another reason to be inside. Anyways, we have another warning here. This is a new warning. It looks like. Or maybe not. I think we already went over this one actually. This is for relatively new warning towards Bastrop, Camp Swift, Page, McDade, Butler, and Giddings. This is in effect for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So that is that. Let's see here. Any storms for Gonzales, Texas? Let's see here. I mean, I could look at those real quickly for you. Like I mentioned, we're not going to be really focusing on zip code forecasts or like personal forecasts right now because we need to be actively looking on the radar and stuff. So yeah, this area here could get some storms. It could be some gusty winds and stuff. You're outside of the watch, but yeah, keep it out there for later tonight. There could be some strong storms. Also, Jared, let's see, Round Rock, Texas. I'll go and pull yours up real quickly. You are in the watch, but I think a lot of your activity is relatively over with because that line of storms is already ahead of you. So the chances of severe weather once that line passes through is very low because we start getting stable air building its way back into the region here. So I think you're good. Robert says, "Hi, sir. Saw you're on here. I needed to jump on and wish you a very blessed, a very blessed Christmas and incredible Happy New Year. Missouri's okay as far as storms." I appreciate that, man. Robert, you too, man. Appreciate it. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas to you as well. Yeah, Missouri's fine. There's not really any concern for Missouri. This is more of a problem for areas in like eastern Texas today. And for Thursday, we have a concern for, once again, eastern Texas, but also some areas out there by like Louisiana and a little bit of Arkansas. So, but yeah, Missouri's fine. Missouri's fine. How's Washington State? You guys are good. A lot of rain, though. A lot of snow in those upper elevations. You know, just continuous bombardment out there. You guys are fine, though. You guys are relatively good for the most part. Definitely no severe weather or anything like that. If you're in the upper elevations, I would obviously keep a close eye out there for that. I will show you real quickly. There is just, system after system expected out there. You guys are going to get quite a bit of flooding, especially in those lower elevations, and a lot of upper level snowfall. You can see here. This is the GFS. Over the next several days, we're just going to see multiple systems roll through. I do want you guys to obviously be careful out there as well. Be watching it locally, for sure, because that's pretty concerning. That's a lot of precipitation for an area. Also, pretty strong winds there too. Will likely occur because of these lows that are just hitting the coast there. I mean, that's 979. That's a pretty strong low, at which, for sure. Anyways, so yeah, be careful out there. But, at least you don't got to worry about no severe weather or no, like, thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms. Let's see here. Springfield, Missouri, look like we'll miss all storms, correct? Yeah, so nothing severe. You should be good. Let's see. Huge question. I do not. I don't even know who that is. But anyway, so we do. Let's see here. I'm gonna hop to the latest warning here. Okay, so they did cancel that warning for College Station, Bryan, and Mooring, Texas. That's no longer in effect there. Still likely a little bit of hail going on in that core there towards Mooring. But here's a problem, guys. We now have a destructive, what is this? What is this level? Considerable, not destructive, sorry. Considerable severe thunderstorm warning in effect. So they did upgrade the hail from ping pong ball size to now golf ball hail. So that's the warning for Lexington. Oh, they actually did just issue a new warning for Mooring. See, $50 hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts for Bryan, College Station there too. But yeah, for Lexington, Lincoln, Dime Box, this is for golf ball hail now. It's 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's a big concern for sure. So just a bit of a heads up for that. Continuous cloudy ground lightning is occurring with the storm. So yeah, not only is hail a really big problem with this guy, but also lightning too. So you want to be inside. You do not want to be outside in this. This is a very dangerous storm. It is. So yeah, be indoors, even away from windows, because, being close to windows with lightning's kind of dangerous, but also, with the large hail that we're seeing here, that's a pretty big problem. You definitely do not, want to be caught up in that. So yeah, be careful. So Lexington, Texas. Yeah, it looks like you guys are going to get a pretty solid amount of hail out there. And of course we got Giddings and Bastrop. I think that's how you say that, Bastrop. maybe Page, Camp Swift, McDade area. We do have a warning in effect for quarter hail. Pretty low in hail, but it is considered severe hail, so look out for that. But also 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there too. So a little bit of hail, a little bit of damaging winds. But overall, I mean, yeah, the storm is definitely picking up a bit. That line is really developing now, as you guys can kind of see. Hopping back over to the satellite imagery real quickly. A lot of that prefrontal activity has dissipated. You can see there's been a lot of those storms that kind of faded out a bit. But that line is really picking up now. It really is picking up. And, like we were looking at the models and stuff like that here in the future, in terms of, what we can see down in time, if we hop you guys back over here, that line, once it develops, will push its way here to the east, which will roll its way through areas like Houston very late. It'll be through, past midnight. We're talking like anywhere from like 1 to 3 a.m. or so towards Houston. So it'll be very late or very early, depends on which way you look at it. So yeah, just a bit of a heads up out there, and at that point in time, there very well could be some damaging winds on it. Up to 65 miles an hour. Actually, is what the watch has that we have in effect here says. Let's see here. So primary threats include scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 2 inches in diameter. So the current warning we have, the one that's out there. The one here towards Lexington, this one's for 1.75, so we're getting pretty close to that maximum 2-inch diameter possible. Also, damaging wind gusts up to 65 miles an hour possible. So, we are talking some damaging winds up to 65 miles an hour, and also an isolated tornado or two. A tornado or two is possible out here. So we'll need to look out for that. Now, once again, like we mentioned here, we are going to have another threat on Thursday. Thursday seems to be a little bit more concerning regarding like tornadoes and stuff. So we do need to look out for Thursday for tornadoes and damaging winds. Those are going to be the main concerns. And then, of course, we do have ourselves like I said, we do have ourselves a hail threat as well, which will persist into Thursday as well. But like I mentioned, what's really cool, what's awesome, I should say. I mean, not really cool, but good. For today, obviously, we do have that severe weather threat, unfortunately. But for Christmas, look at that, it's clear. A couple thunderstorms in the green areas here possible, but nothing damaging, nothing severe for Christmas. And then, of course, after Christmas, we have that other severe weather event for some of the similar areas here. So, like I mentioned, it's kind of like Mother Nature just gave us a break for Christmas, which I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat. Yeah, so we got a little bit of a threat today. Tomorrow's pretty clear, and then, of course, the 26th on Thursday, we got another day worth of severe weather. So we're going to be live for sure on Thursday, once again. Janice says, pray all are safe in Texas. Absolutely, yeah. Like I mentioned, if you stay indoors away from windows, you should be good. These storms here that are warned, even that considerable warning, as long as you are inside away from windows, kind of towards the middle of your home, yes, there can be some of that hail that could destroy windows and stuff like that, but as long as you're in the middle of your home, you should be fine. The reason we don't want you out there by the window is, first of all, because, say hail does hit the window, it could shatter the window, and you don't want those shards, going all over the place. That's dangerous for one, but also, lightning and stuff too, can strike, which that's also very dangerous. So between the lightning and the hail, it really makes you want to be, first of all, definitely inside, but also really, really would recommend being away from windows and stuff there, because it's kind of dangerous even by being by windows. So, let's see here. But yeah, so that's that. So we'll definitely keep an out there for that. Let's see here. We're actually going to change up our radar here real quickly. I'm going to hop down to the San Marcos radar real fast. So, there you go. So we do have a bit more activity. That line is still continually rolling a bit to the south here. But at this point in time, guys, it looks like that line is fairly intact. Looks like the line's really developed. I mean, since we've been live here, whenever we went live, it was just a bunch of scattered storms. Now it's officially turned into a pretty decent line of storms here. So, like I said, we're kind of in the maximum hail threat. I think we're kind of in the peak hail threat right now. And as this line continues to develop and mature, and as it starts working, or as it continues working eastward for the most part, it will transition more into a damaging wind threat, I think. Being more of a concern for for damaging wind gusts and all that fun stuff, of course. So, yeah, we're definitely going to need to watch out for strong winds tonight. And like I mentioned, if you're ahead of the ahead of the line, and if you're in the risk here, this includes areas like Houston, which I'll go ahead and bring up again. So this is where the risk areas are, which includes areas like hold on, that's day 3. That's Thursday. But yeah, so here for today's risk, areas out there near like Houston, Pasadena, College Station, Sugar Land, Texas. If you're ahead of the storms here, I would recommend that you bring in any loose objects, anything that could easily go flying. We want to make sure that those are indoors. If you can do so safely, bring those inside before the storm hits, because like I mentioned, that those objects, first of all, you could lose or damage your property, but also it could become a risk and a concern to others. So if you can bring those inside, you can set them back out, of course, after the storm or whenever you want to, but just at least before the storm gets there for you guys, just bring it indoors, because we are going to be having some really strong winds on this line of storms that's developing here. And like I mentioned, we could have some wind gusts getting up to right around 65. Might not sound like a whole lot, but 65 mile an hour winds can be a problem for sure, and it can cause damage. So yeah, just if you can, bring in those loose objects and stuff like that, or tie them down, whatever you can. Just if you can do so safely. And now, if you're right next to the storm and you can hear thunder, don't do it. If you can't hear thunder, then okay, you're good to go. But if you hear thunder, no, just stay indoors, okay, for your safety, of course. Anyways, hop into the latest radar scan. So we still got these 3 warnings in effect here, which these are for eastern Texas. So College Station, Texas, is still under a severe thunderstorm warning, including Bryan and Mooring. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So the winds could be gusting up to 60, as well as $half size hail. So $half size hail is 1.25 inches in diameter. Now they also included a tornado possible tag. Once again, does not mean that there will be a tornado. It just means that conditions are possible. Conditions are there, which possibly could lead to tornadic activity. If we take a look at it right now, you can see that there might be a little bit of something trying to develop here east of Mooring. Rotation's very light at the moment, but I would definitely keep an eye out there for that region. So they do have a tornado possible tags, which means to watch it, give a little extra heads up for that area. No need for seeking shelter or anything like that, but just stay indoors away from windows. But no need to go in your safe spot necessarily, but keep an eye on it. And then of course we have the other warning out there by Lexington. It doesn't really seem like there's any rotation or anything like that for these storms out here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Just mostly some gusty winds, especially for the one out there in the south towards Page and Bastrop, I think it is, Bastrop. This one is for 60 mile an hour winds and quarter hail. You can kind of see where some of those gusty winds are likely going to be at, just east of Bastrop here. And of course, with that northern one here, this is, for golf ball. Actually, they did downgrade. Sorry, I was thinking ping pong ball for a reason. No, they still have it at golf ball hail, which is 1.75 inches in diameter. Also 60 mile an hour wind gusts out there for areas near Lexington, Lincoln, and Dime Box. Which, some of the worst part of the storm right now is over Lexington. Likely where we are seeing some pretty strong, pretty large hail out there, for sure. So, if you're out there towards Lexington, just, be indoors, away from windows, just all of that. Because, what's happening here is not only are we seeing, some hail and stuff like that, but, we're also seeing a lot of lightning and all kinds of fun stuff like that as well that we do need to also consider as well. let's see here. So also under all that severe thunderstorm warning activity, we do have a lot of that storm activity popping off here. Not currently severe though, which is good. But as we continue working our way further down in time, that could start to become a bit more of a problem down there, in which we could have some like damaging winds and stuff like that overall. So we'll have to look more into that here in a little bit. But anyways, well, we also do have ourselves a couple of special marine warnings out here, just off the coast of Galveston, Texas. Here, in general, we are going to look out for that. So if you're out there just off the coast, let's see. This is so also water spouts. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing water spouts located near High Island, A61. Let's see here. Also, let's see, over High Island A100, moving northeast at 10 knots. So, yeah, there's a couple of special marine warnings we need to look out for that. So, possible water spouts involved on those. Let's see here. But, yeah, so the main one right now is going to be for the golf ball hail towards Lexington, Dime Box, and Lincoln. Heads up for you guys. Yeah, right now, though, Lexington, you guys are getting hit pretty hard right now. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring y'all back over here to satellite view. For the people who are just joining, haven't seen this yet, this is the current active satellite view. So you can see currently we do have a little bit of convection off the coast. That's where those special marine warnings that we were talking about are. Right now we do have this long line of storms that's developing here. So like I mentioned, I think we're kind of going from a dominant hail threat to now a dominant wind threat. I think we are transitioning, because once that line develops here, it equalizes all of its energy throughout the line pretty much, and it becomes more of a concern for damaging winds as we progress later down into further this evening, in which we're going to hop you guys back over here real quickly. In the watch that they issued a little bit ago, once again, they did say that eventual upscale growth. So this was issued about an hour or so ago. We've been live when this got issued. So it was a while ago, but eventual upscale growth, which is happening now, into a line may result into some threat for severe/damaging winds. In which that's kind of where the dominant wind threat turns into or comes into effect here overall. Brandon says, just want to say thank you for everything you do. You're very welcome, Brandon. No problem, man. I'm glad to be here for y'all. Glad to help out. Hey, man, I just appreciate all of y'all hanging out with us, and just really want to say thank you for all of you guys hanging out with us and everything. And I just want you all to be safe. I want you guys to be weather aware out there. I enjoy tracking weather, but if I can do it while helping you guys out and help keeping people safe, hey, man, that's what we're here for. But you're very welcome, man. No problem. No problem at all. Okay, so we got a new report coming through from Lexington. So, yeah, Lexington, we just mentioned a minute ago, was getting hit pretty hard. So, Lexington, we do have a report coming through of 1.25-inch hail coming through here. So, that's pretty big hail. So, that is up to, what is that, $50 size hail was reported in Lexington. The warning here currently has this up to golf ball size hail and up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts there in general. So we could have some gusty winds up to 60 miles an hour, as well as, let's see here, some golf ball size hail as well. So that is something that we are going to need to definitely look out for. Hey, give me a second, guys. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry, y'all. Dude, I don't know what's going on, but somebody was playing music outside. I was just waiting for them to leave. It's like, dude, come on. I'm trying to do some coverage here. Anyway, so yeah, we do have that report that came through Lexington, 1.25 inches in diameter, which was, that, let's see here, that $half size. But now it looks like we actually have another report. Is this old or is this, this is probably from earlier. Okay, so we do have 1.5 inch hail that was apparently reported. So that's ping pong ball hail a while ago from the storm that rolled through, let's see, Mooring and stuff. So with that being said, yeah, so we are definitely seeing some pretty large hail on that storm there. Let's see here. We're gonna zoom down to the radar down here. Let's take a look at those storms. Yeah, these guys down here aren't necessarily a concern right now. They aren't necessarily a concern right now, but eventually, like I mentioned, over tonight, which it's in the process of doing currently. Also, we got some new information coming through. We got a new flash flood warning in effect for Franklin, Texas. Out there by, let's see, Centerville towards Jewett, I think it is, and Buffalo, Flo, and Oakwood, Texas. New flash flood warning has been issued. At 7:49 p.m. Central Time, Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated a severe thunderstorm. Not a severe thunderstorm. I'm so used to saying that, sorry. Automated rain gauges indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1 and 3 inches of rainfall. Wow, that's a pretty good amount. Expected rainfall rates is 1 to 1.5 inches in an hour. Additional rainfall amounts 1 to 3 inches are in the forecast. So that could be up to like 2 to 6 inches of rain. That's a pretty good amount, especially for those low-lying areas out there. That could be an issue. Let's see. Zero Zoo H2R went nuts for Thursday. We'll look at that. I'll look at that later, Caden. Right now we're kind of focused on the threat right now, man. But in future live streams and stuff like that, like tomorrow, I do plan on going live for Christmas for you guys to give you all an update tomorrow. The day after tomorrow for the threat. But yeah, we're gonna hold off on that, Caden, right now. Let's see here, but yeah, so we will definitely, we'll definitely continue watching this here for a little bit, guys. Once again, I kind of just pulled emergency coverage here with y'all because things started changing. Once again, initially we were not expecting like a tornadic event today. We've had a couple of tornado warnings, and an isolated tornado or two has been said by the SPC, and they did officially add that 2% chance for tornadoes today. So once again, this is kind of the main threats for today. Primary threats: scattered large hail, isolated very large hail. So we could have some of those events get up to 2 inches in diameter, which we've already been seeing some of those hail events up to 1.75 inches, which is golf ball hail we've already seen. The max reported that I saw so far is 1.5, or ping pong ball hail, which is very large hail. But yeah, up to 2 inches possible. Pretty good size hail, and damaging wind gusts up to 65 mile an hour wind gusts is possible, and on top of that, a tornado or two is possible. So we are going to have to look out there for that. Okay. Let's see here, but yeah. So right at the moment, we mentioned we do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We have one out here by College Station, one out here by Bryan. Towards Mooring, Wixon Valley, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning here for 60 mile an hour wind gusts and $half size hail. So that is that. They also do have a tornado possible tag on that one as well, which will hop back to velocity here. Here, we'll actually use the closer radar. Might be a little bit better. So, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really look like it's rotating very much, if any at all, really. Well, I mean, maybe a little. Let's see here. We'll keep an eye on it. We do have a tornado possible tag on that. We will watch that little area. But yeah, Bryan, Wixon Valley, College Station, Mooring, you guys are in that warning there. We do have another warning here towards Lexington, which just got hit pretty good by some hail. We do have a report come through of 1.25 inches in diameter. This includes the warning for Dimebox and Lincoln as well. And of course, we have another warning in effect south of that for areas like Page, Camp Swift, Bastrop, and towards Giddings, which is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail as well. And no tornado possible tag as of right now. So that is that. That is actively all the warnings that we have right now. So 3 severes and 1 flash flood warning here. All right, I guess we will look at the HRRR real quickly. We'll go ahead and pull it up real fast. We're going to take a look at the latest 0 Zulu, kind of see what's going on here. I do want to bring y'all over here to this page here. Okay, so... All right, so when it comes to everything, let's see, the 0 Zulu came through. Yeah, so we're going to have to watch out Thursday. Once again, East Texas, also areas out there by like northwest Louisiana, portions of Arkansas do need to be monitoring this for Thursday, going in or late Thursday, basically. But for today... as we've been seeing, a bunch of scattered storms have turned into a line of storms here, in which that line of storms is going to start really pushing to the southeast here. It's going to really start continually working its way to the east, eventually crossing through areas near Houston, a little bit after midnight for you guys. So that's that. And, of course, like I mentioned, for Christmas Day here for tomorrow, it'll actually be pretty good. It should be fairly fine. Yeah, well, it's good. Honestly, I'm very thankful for that, man, because, like we mentioned, we do have today's severe weather threat, which kind of sucks. And then we have Thursday's severe weather threat, which kind of sucks. But, sandwiched in between is a day of clear weather. Clear from severe weather for Christmas. In terms of tomorrow's weather for Christmas here, a few thunderstorms are possible in the green areas here. Portions of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi could get some storms. Even like coastal areas of Washington, Oregon, and a little bit of Northern California, coastal areas could get a few booms of thunder, a little bit of storm activity. But hey, for Christmas, it's pretty good. And like regarding the future models here, we'll use the NAM for an example, 18 Zulu. So for tomorrow, regarding what kind of expectancy for Christmas, it's going to be relatively nice. Really not a lot going on for Christmas Day, other than the Pacific Northwest getting more snow in those upper elevations, more rain in the lower elevations, high pressure prevailing through a lot of the country here. And, on top of that, maybe a little bit of precip out there towards like the western Ohio Valley. Really not anything, though. Nothing crazy, though. And like I mentioned, maybe a little bit of storms down here in the south, but once again, nothing severe will be happening for Christmas. So not many people are going to see snow on Christmas. It's going to be a relatively snowless Christmas here for you guys. But, some people like that. Some people hate it. But for the people who do like it, don't you worry. I think we're going to be in for quite a winter this year, once again. Anyways, folks, well, I hate to do this, but I'm probably going to head off here pretty soon. We've been live almost 2 hours now. Like I mentioned, I did not plan on going live. I do need to get some stuff done. We do need to, or I do need to get some stuff done. It's Christmas Eve and stuff too. So I think we're going to roll off here soon. If you guys have any final questions, if you have any questions that you want to ask me, throw it down in the chat. I'll be more than happy to help you guys if you have any questions and everything like that. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button, leaving a like. It'll be greatly appreciated. That way you guys can stay updated with the weather. We'll be making sure to keep you guys obviously in the loop of everything. Make sure to keep you guys updated with everything going on, and we'll keep you guys informed, of course. And but I do want to say thank you to everybody for joining us. I appreciate all the people who have supported us today as well. Thank you guys for all of your support. You guys are awesome. Jared says, see you later, Night Bro. Merry Christmas. You too, man. Yeah, all of you guys, hope you guys have a great Christmas. Happy holidays to you guys. And coming up New Year, which is crazy. 25 just around the corner. Can't believe it. But you know, I wanted to say thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. Actually got some good news. They did cancel that big warning we had, that considerable warning for areas like Dime Box and Lexington. They did cancel that, but we do still have a warning in place. Still got 2 severes. So, yeah, that is good news, though. That is good news. So currently we just have this one warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter hail, for Page, Camp Swift, Bastrop, and Lexington, and another warning for the areas near Bryan and Mooring, for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. They actually did upgrade that hail a little bit for near areas near Mooring and south of, let's see, Benchley, I think it is, south of Benchley. So, but anyways, and of course we do have that flash flood warning up to the north of that there too, towards Franklin Ridge. Let's see here, towards Jewett, Flynn, I think it is, and Flo. Jim says Merry Christmas, my friend. You too, Jim. Appreciate it for joining. But all right, everybody. Well, that's probably going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. We are now concluding 2 hours worth of coverage. Once again, I was not expected to go live for this, but you know, things just started popping off. Look at that. They actually just canceled another warning too. That one that's out there for Dime Box, they canceled. Right as we're heading off, we are left with one warning here, which this one's for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and no tornado threat, or no tornado tag, which is good. I feel good about leaving you guys with what's left. We just have one severe warning, so I think now would be a good time to wrap things up. But all right, everybody. Well, I appreciate y'all for joining. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Share this with your friends and family. Tell them to subscribe as well. That way we can help keep all of you guys weather aware and weather prepared. And once again, we will go live on Thursday. Thursday is definitely a day I want you guys to be weather aware as well. Tomorrow for Christmas, things are looking pretty calm in the U.S. Not a lot going on tomorrow, except for really the Pacific Northwest with a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow in those upper elevations and stuff like that. But hey, I mean, you know what? Other than that, things are looking pretty good. Things are looking pretty fine. But you guys take care. Obviously, if things really start getting bad tonight, which I don't think it will, I mean, if we start getting multiple tornado warnings, which I, once again, don't think we will, if we did, I would go back live. But for right now, I think we're just going to call it a night. But I will keep a close eye on the radar. If things do happen, we'll come back on if we have to, okay? But all right, everybody. Well, you guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And once again, Merry Christmas to you guys. You guys have a beautiful night. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Once again, I will go live for you guys tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow evening for a Christmas stream for a bit of an update on Thursday's threats and everything like that. But all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Once again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Leave a like. And all right, everybody. Happy holidays to you guys. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you guys later on. Peace out, my friends. Catch y'all in the next one.